Yeah, James Cook told me ahead of the Monday Night Football game that we had this week that he really relished in the trust that he's getting from Josh Allen and from Joe Brady, especially in the red zone. He said that really wasn't there before, but now he's seeing them give him the ball in these big-time opportunities, and it allows him to step up in big ways. Go ahead, Dan.
I also think the reality that Joe Brady's taken the simple and made it look complex. You know, there's 6 offensive linemen package. It sounds really simple, and in many ways it is, but it presents to a defense in a complicated manner. 6 offensive linemen in the game. They just motion over. Josh's play action, couple things. Number 1, you're trying to see how they're playing their man coverage, that outside leverage. Number 2, the pocket that Josh has to throw into. Now, good play by the defensive back, but they just come back to it. Again, 6 offensive linemen on the field. This time, Jacksonville plays coverage. And look at the pocket for Josh. Josh can read downfield, 1 to the clear, 2 to the in, 3 to the wheel, 4 to that check down to James Cook. RC's talking about, man, that's an 18-yard check down with 6 offensive linemen. The Keon Coleman touchdown. Again, you're paying attention to how they're playing that man coverage. You're going to get another ball fake, more great protection. Keon just has to run away. But this is because they saw the leverage that was played earlier when they called this. Instead of trying to be the perfect stop route, they just have them running crossers. This time they switch. They have the tight end as the traditional tackle spot. The tackle is the tight end spot. Look at the run block lane that is created for James Cook and that 6 offensive lineman look. So I think that is a really simple way that Joe has taken very basic stuff and just dressed it up to make it look complicated and make it really difficult for defenses to handle and or defend.
Yeah, the tricky thing for defenses when you got an offense like the Bills who can do everything, who can change their identity, who don't have a number 1 wide receiver, is they can specifically hunt the weaknesses of the defense they're playing. And in this one, this Ravens defense this year so far does have some weaknesses. One thing that jumps out to me, they've actually been very good against the run, but intermediate passes, so 10 to 20 yards, the Bills have been the best in the NFL. Josh Allen's been amazing. And the Ravens have actually been 30th in EPA per play in that range. There's also players I think they'll go after. We're talking about James Cook. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get James Cook on Trenton Simpson, the young linebacker, or Khalil Shakir, who's been excellent in the slot. He's got maybe 4 inches on the Ravens slot corner, or Darius Washington. So game to game, it really comes down to Joe Brady saying, okay, who do I want to go after and how do I want to go about it? Because they can do everything, and that's really, really scary.
Mina, that's super dope. I think it's areas as well with this Ravens defense. In the middle of the field has been a place of vulnerability, no matter if it's been miscommunication or that area just being vacated. And when you start talking about Shakir and even Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, as far as working the middle of the Baltimore Ravens defense, you look at Dallas when they start to mount that comeback. This one is Ferguson up the middle. They're trying to figure out these zones that they're playing. The touchdown to Turpin. The middle of the field throw to get them on the 1-yard line with Turpin. It was another situation where this was vacated. And then on a touchdown, they had a miscommunication and it ended up being in the middle of the field as well. That's an area, though, for a couple weeks now with Baltimore that has been vulnerable to getting what you're talking about, MK, some of those intermediate routes. I'm sure that the Buffalo Bills are paying attention to that area and trying to figure out how they can expose that as well.
Yeah, Swaggo, the Ravens defense has allowed 9.1 yards per attempt in the middle of the field so far this season. That's 26 in the NFL.